Welcome to episode number 2 of Coming Inside Out with Brian James
and John Derler.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Wow. Well, our first episode, that was a great first episode. We've been kicking this around for a while, so the fact that it came together is amazing.
Second episode, I wanted to wear the same clothes as the first episode.
Me too.
Yeah,
I brought a shirt and I forgot to change. God damn it. Okay. Well, if you didn't tune into our first episode, I highly recommend you go back and listen to it. We are two gay fathers.
Yep.
I came out at 50 after my divorce.
And I came out at 48, I think.
At 48?
48.
Okay.
Yeah, when I came out, and yeah.
I'm a father of 2.
Yep, father of 2 here.
Mine are here as well. And this podcast is designed, it's not designed, but it's really, part of the LGBT community.
Yep.
We belong to a group called Gay Fathers of Los Angeles. I sent you an invite for another one. It's called Gay Fathers Worldwide.
Okay.
There's gay fathers groups on Facebook for
everywhere.
Yeah. I know that they just started one up in Texas also. And I'm going to go to one of their retreats in Michigan, of all places. I didn't know there was a big gay population in Michigan, but I'm going to go to a retreat in September and meet a bunch of these other gay fathers.
Okay, retreat.
It's a retreat. It's not a sex. It's not a sexual. No, I already checked.
Yep.
I haven't fallen victim to one of those yet, but yeah, this is an actual retreat. So, we're calling all you closeted gay men.
Yeah, anybody
fathers,
that you think that you're gay or you're bisexual or whatever, if you don't even know, that's the whole thing about this is we're here to support anybody that's coming out and that have questions, because we've experienced it firsthand and we're still experiencing it. I mean, it's
questions, go to cominginsideout@gmail.com.
Yeah, so citizens, if you have questions about it, hit our email, and I'm sure it's somewhere that they can get it. But as you said, it's
I'll post it also.
Coming inside out at gmail.com. And if you're listening to us, thank you for listening to us right now. This is again our second podcast. And, we're just sharing our stories and hopefully we can help people, because this is tough. Yeah. This is tough. It was a tough journey coming out. And if you're contemplating about coming out and you need guidance, please reach out to us.
Yeah, absolutely. You shared some of your story, just a brief bit of your story in the first podcast. It was very heartfelt, so I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, and you shared yours, but I'd like to hear a little more about yours.
Mine has a lot of sadness wrapped around it. Unfortunately, like you,
I think everyone everyone's going to have sadness. Not to diminish yours.
No. But like you, I knew I was gay before I knew what gay was, I think. But there was no internet, back in that time. There was no one to talk to in my family. I didn't have, there weren't gay people.
Well, can I correct you? I didn't know I was gay.
Oh, you didn't?
I did not know that I was gay.
I did.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Okay.
No. I did.
You just did jerk off circles.
I just did jerk off circles. That's not gay.
School friends with their male school friends.
We play football together. We're going to play football. We're going to go hunt and fish and jack off together. That's what we did.
Okay.
Now, not all my friends we did that, but there was a few that we did.
Make sure you contact them to tune in to listen to our podcast. My God.
But I think, I'm glad you brought it up, because I want to be clear. I didn't know that I was gay. I just knew something was. It was like something just was. Is that right? Why am I looking at that guy's dick?
All right.
Or physique? Because
you're an attraction.
Listen, there is an attraction, and where's the line there? It's like, do we look at other men and like, oh wow, that's inspirational. He's in great shape. He's good, and he's hot. Straight guys will look like, hey, how much do you deadlift, or how much do you bench press? Oh, that's great. You look great. there's that too.
Well, I heard that the gym is the gay man's chapel.
The gym. Oh, well, it is.
Yes.
Of course. But,
So,
I mean, look, I haven't been to the chapel. I've been trying to go to the chapel to work out, to the gym, and I'll try to get there 3 times a week if I can. But you're right. I guess
that's what they say. That's what they say.
But let's go back to you.
My story starts, when I was a young teenager. I knew that I was different, and I was bullied for it. I was teased about it. I was picked on in school over it. I had a horrible time, and the more that I was picked on and bullied, the more I denied it and suppressed it and ran from it.
But what were they calling you?
Oh, faggot.
Oh, they were.
They were. And yeah. And at the time, I mean, maybe I look gayer now than I did back then, but I didn't think that I looked like every other kid in school. I just got picked on. I was weak.
Well, well, you're not a weak man now.
I'm not a weak man.
Oh, right now.
100%.
But that's interesting because, kids are cruel.
Oh.
And if there's somebody that's different or somebody, we're gonna go to that. We're gonna attack that.
Absolutely.
And that's what. But I put up a tough veneer.
Yeah.
Is that a good word? Veneer.
Yeah. Put up a tough front.
Front.
Yes. I did not.
You did not.
So as a teenager, I cut on myself. I was what was called a cutter. I wasn't committing suicide, but I was taking a razor blade and I was cutting on myself. Cut on myself for years. I told you my coming out's a little sad than other people's.
Listen,
I didn't have a coping mechanism, and that's something that I learned to do to help me.
Walk me through this. They're picking on you at school.
Yeah.
They're calling you faggot. They're calling you sissy.
They remember when people used to shake their finger and snap it on you and snap me with the finger and do all that. Yes.
So that was okay. How old were you then?
I was. I think when I first started getting picked on was 7th, 8th grade.
Okay. And what did you do to cope with that? Did you talk to anybody?
I hid. No.
You hid?
I hid. I became a wallflower as much as humanly possible. So I, knowing all of this, in 9th grade, I met the woman that was going to someday become my wife.
Right.
We were friends, just friends. We were friends. We became best friends. We developed a intimacy between us, not a sexual intimacy.
So this was your
Claudia. Yeah, that was Claudia.
Okay, this is good stuff, but I want to come before that.
All right,
let's.
All right.
What when you were picked on and then you started cutting yourself? How long was that gap, or did you start cutting yourself daily, or?
No. I did not cut on myself daily. The first time I cut on myself was it was an accident. I was reaching into a toolbox and there was a open single-edged razor in there, and I reached in there and it cut my finger and it just was like a zing. And it was like, I pulled my finger out, and let me tell you, that lit me up. I felt so alive because I was so dead inside from being teased and hiding and all this shit. And that just
you turned a corner.
Oh, it just was so energizing the moment that happened. And I didn't think about it a lot, but there was a time where I was super depressed. I was like, oh, I just need that feeling again. And I just I found a razor blade, and that started my path. And I did that until I got caught by my girlfriend, almost then wife. So I think she caught me. Well, I had done it. And
where were you doing it? Where on
my leg? It was always on my leg.
So was it covered up all the time?
Always on my leg.
And what did you get a razor? What did you cut with?
A razor. No, it was a razor. I was used to razor.
And would you using a sharp edge, or were you scraping it?
No. I pinched it between my fingers, and I just ran it up my leg.
Yeah, really.
So I thought there's so many things. I thought I was on an island all by myself, being gay and not knowing there was a whole community of gay men out there. I didn't know that cutting was a thing. I thought that it was something that I just did on my own.
Wow.
I found out at the age of 22 when I had to get therapy over it, that it was something that people do. It's not to commit suicide. It's just a coping mechanism. And so
I never knew that. This is great. See, this is what the podcast is all about. Right. Learning.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's probably young men out there who may be doing that same thing, and hopefully they can hear this, because back then in the day when you were, 13, that was was that in the 1930s?
Yeah.
Really? They didn't have much help back then. But fuck, even in the 70s, there wasn't that much help.
No, there was none.
So and that's the thing, today there's so many options for people to get
help. Your phone. Your phone is everything.
Yeah, it is.
You can pretty much look up in
it. Is. Wow, that's deep. That's really deep. Thanks for you. All right?
I'm good. Yes, yeah. It's I've processed it 100 times over. I journal all the time. I have this whole thing that I journaled on that.
What would you tell those other guys that bullied you back then? What would you tell them now?
That's I'm not a hateful. I'm actually a pretty well-rounded. I think I've healed in a lot of ways. I do a lot of reading, I journal, I meditate, I do all this stuff. I have a buddy of mine that was also bullied, but in another state. He's also a gay father that came out.
Yeah.
And he put together a reunion for his class. And I said, wow, you're a better man than me, because those people that bullied me back then, I have nothing for them. They altered my life. They altered the way that I lived, the way that I think. For 20 years, 30 years, the way that I walked into a room feeling like I wasn't welcomed, I wasn't supposed to be there, I wasn't wanted. It was a lot for me to work through and heal from. So as a child, I tried to be invisible.
Right.
You can't be invisible as an adult.
Can I share something with you?
Yes.
I was a bully.
You were a bully?
I was a fucking bully.
You motherfucker.
Yeah.
You don't know the
part
damage that causes. And I'm
not saying I'm proud of being a bully. I'm being honest with you. But I want to share with you why I was being a bully.
Well, it stems from home.
Well, it stems from home, but it stems from you being a bully, being bullied. Because you remember in our last episode, I talked about the rednecks and everything. They bullied. And as an adult, with all the therapy that I've gone through, if I could just go back and talk to myself, because I was such a bully to a few people that it was just horrible. It was horrible, but that was me coping with being gay, and this was part of the front. Tough dude.
Yeah. You said being gay.
Yeah. Was that wrong?
No, but you said you didn't know if you were.
Well, yeah, I didn't. Well, yeah, you're right. But not straight.
Yes.
And
circle jerk club.
But you know what? No, honestly, the circle jerk club. Yeah. But honestly, because I was bullied, and what was her name? Jamie Lee Curtis, or something she said about with all the shootings and everything that's been going on. It's oh God, what is it? It's such a good quote. It's like, hate people that are bullied bully other people. Bullies are like, what was it? If you know it, email it to us. Yeah. But it's people that are being bullied bully, but you didn't.
I was not a bully.
You were not a bully.
I'm a lover. I'm not a fighter.
Right, but I'm a lover too. But I still, I still was a bully. And I remember, I won't say his name, but when I was in elementary school, in Texas, there was this guy named Matthew. I won't say his name.
You won't say his name.
I'll say his first name. And Matthew had these great boots on. He had these, cowboy boots, but they were like awesome. I said, Matthew, those are some cool shit kickers. That's what we call them, shit kickers, because you're kicking you're kicking cow shit. That's why they call them shit kickers. I go, man, those are some cool shit kickers. And he goes, oh, thank you. You know, he had a list.
All right.
Okay.
He strutted in his boots.
He strutted in those boots. He worked those.
He wasn't kicking shit in those
He
boots.
wasn't kicking shit. He was kicking dicks. So, and I just started talking to him, and I said, Matthew, who's your favorite singer? He goes, oh, hands down, Barbara Streisand. And, you know, he goes, who's yours? Merle Haggard. You know, it was, but I love Barbara Streisand, but I would never admit then that I liked Karen Carpenter, Barbara Streisand.
Those were all, I know that.
These were women. And there was, I you know, put that front up. I put the shield up, the protector of, I wouldn't dare admit that I like, you know, Judy Garland.
All right.
You know,
these are all people before my time, by the way, John.
Garland? You don't fucking know. You're a gay man. You should know Judy Garland. But
Judy Garland, the Golden Girls, all these things.
You know what? This is what for Matthew. Matthew, if you're listening, my friend, I'm so glad you were proud of who you were, if you even knew who you were then, but you didn't mask it, brother. You said who you liked, you know, and I didn't. And so there's a lot, you know, and that's tough because it's talking about I completely played a role.
Yeah.
And I was not true to who I was. And that's you know, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, we lived closeted lives, so we weren't true to ourselves.
Like, I'm sure there's gay bullies.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. One of the people that bullied me, I know, came out as gay.
Well, that's why he bullied you. That's why he bullied you. He was protecting himself to not be exposed. Yeah. And what the best way to do it is jump on the bully wagon and bully the shit out of the weakest kid.
Yes.
But it's not weak. It's not weak. I don't see that as being weak. I can go off on, you know, bullies and everything, but I don't see it as being weak. It's not, you're just not being confrontational. You weren't being confrontational.
I wasn't confrontational.
You know,
and I had nobody to go home and talk to about this.
Was your father around?
Yeah, both my parents are still alive. My parents were still married, but I had nobody to talk to. I had an older sister, older brother, myself, my younger sister. But
you never told anybody
about my bullying was as closeted as my gayness.
Wow. Yeah. Interesting. So one of the guys that bullied you was...
Yeah. Came out as gay.
What if he asked you out? Did you go out with him?
No.
Good.
Absolutely not. No.
Wow. But see, guys, again, we process differently.
Yeah.
We process differently, and there's no right or wrong process. It's how you're coping, and you're going to protect yourself in this. And you could be a victim, or you could be the bully, and you're trying to just cover up.
Yeah.
Wow. That's deep. That's deep.
So, yeah, that was kind of my childhood with what I dealt with. A lot of depression too. I had a lot of depression when I was a kid. So
really,
from that. But
how do you process that today, or is it, you know?
But you know, I may have shared this with you. I think I shared this with you.
We'll share it with the...
Okay. This is what I'm going to share. I am 55 years old. Mm-hmm. I had this chain of events occur back in December, mm-hmm. which led me to my old neighborhood where I grew up. Mm-hmm. And I drove by there to look at my old house, and I had all these feelings kind of like race into me. And then I drove by my school, and the same feelings racing through me. And mm-hmm. I went home, and I had to come back. John and I both sell real estate. I had a listing over by my old house. So I'm back in my old neighborhood. The second time I went there, I thought, you know what, Brian? You are 6'2", 210 pounds, 55 years old. You are a man. Park your car in front of your old house, get your ass out of your car, and walk your fucking self to school as the empowered, strong, confident man you are today. And I got out of my fucking car and I walked myself to school like I did when I was a teenager, getting bullied, and just empowered the shit out of myself on that walk.
Did it really?
Yeah. Oh, and you know what? It helped so much. But I had processed a lot of this years ago in therapy, but it was this walk that I took, I think one of my final steps in just putting that chapter of my life behind me. And, it did me a lot of good.
Was I not listening to you? Who told you to do this?
Myself.
Yourself.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So that's what I did. I took my power back.
You took your power. Yeah.
Just to, just not give that part of me.
Because when you were being bullied, you had no power.
Yeah.
Right? You had no power.
Yeah.
And you felt
even though I had it behind me, when I drove by my old neighborhood, it actually stirred something inside of me. And I thought, oh, there's something unresolved here. Let's take care of it. So that's what I did.
Wow. That's good. My 10-year reunion, high school reunion, again, I played football and I was, the tough guy. And there was this one girl that sat next to me in homeroom, and I won't say her name, but I don't know, I was just a dick to her. I don't know why. Yeah, I just think, honestly, I think I was just bottled up with so much emotions of who I didn't know who I was. And I was a dick to her in high school. And she was smart. I mean, that's the thing. I was just jealous of her being brilliant and smart and beautiful. And at our 10-year reunion, now I had gone into the Navy and I had a lot of growth, but I came back to our 10-year reunion and I said, hey, Kathleen, I said, I am so sorry. I was such a dick to you in high school. And you didn't deserve that. And I just want you to know I'm sorry. I'm an adult now, and I look back, and my behavior was so bad to you, and I'm really sorry. And she goes, oh my God, John Derler. And I said, she goes, that's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you for that. Because I bullied her, but I was able to go back and apologize for that. Be interesting if anybody ever came and apologized to you.
I do not stay in contact with people that I went to school with.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah.
My ex-wife, she and I went to school together.
Yeah.
Junior high school together. But I don't stay in contact with people.
Yeah, and it's, we're coming up on our 40-year class reunion. And I haven't been back. That was the first and only one I went to, was the 10-year.
Well, hopefully you're going to buy some nice shit kickers if you decide to go back.
And I'll see Matthew there, and we'll sing Barbra Streisand. But it'll be, I'll be going back as a gay man.
Oh, okay? Are you out?
I'm out. I'm out to a lot of my friends back home, but there's some that I have not come out to.
Okay. Oh, that's one of our podcasts. Is we're going to talk about how we came out, when we came out, who we came out to.
I like that.
So
I like that. Let's do that. This was good. I like this one.
Are you okay? Good. I mean, are we going to keep going? You want to? We're
23 minutes. The other one was 23. Do you want to keep going, or?
Well,
did we cover what was our goal to cover?
Well, I was going to talk to you about my coming out a little bit.
Well, I want to lay over. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about it now, or do you want to do it on the top of the third?
We'll do it on the top of the third.
You want to do top of the third?
Well, we'll both talk about ours. We'll both we'll cover that, and we can edit. We can back this out if we want to.
All right,
this part of it.
Again, people, if you are listening and you have questions for us, comments, good or bad, email them to us.
Yes,
we'll take a look at it.
cominginsideout@gmail.com.
Yes.
We don't know what platforms this is going to land on yet, but we're recording it. Yeah. We're doing video of it. So we will be posting it on as many platforms as we can.
And again, if you are listening and you are a a gay man that's in a marriage, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. And if you're contemplating, that you can't live anymore, please look at us as an example, and you're not alone. So again, if you have questions, just reach out to us. We'd love to help you.
Yeah. But I mean, between the two of us, we have a lot of resources, I would say.
We really do.
A lot of great people that we've met along the way.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And let's talk about coming out to our children.
Yes.
Because we are gay fathers.
Yes.
And it's very important because, again, when we first split up, we just told our children the reason why we're splitting is because we just don't get along anymore. We still love you, but let's get into that next.
All
but I think that'll be interesting as well. But I definitely want to hear more about your story.
All right. So thank you for listening to episode number 2 of Coming Inside Out.